Thanks for finding us 7 Degrees North. Please share, subscribe, and like. Turn on your notification bells as well. Singapore's foreign workers numb as no end to COVID-19 pandemic confinement in sight. Bangladeshi national Sarker Dilip contracted COVID-19 while working in Singapore last year, but considers himself one of the lucky ones. The 32-year-old made a trip to Dhaka last February at the start of the pandemic before strict rules restricting the movements of Singapore's 300,000 foreign workers came into force. I am lucky because I went home for 15 days to attend my brother's marriage and was able to come back to Singapore last March, he told ABC. But many have not been able to go home for a long time and are still in Singapore and not able to move around. Singapore's corona daily infections are at their highest since the pandemic began. The nation's 300,000 immigrant workers are not allowed to mingle with the general public. A pilot scheme offering day trips to small groups of foreign workers has been criticized. Apart from not being allowed to fly home for visits during the pandemic, foreign workers are forbidden from mingling with the general public while employed in Singapore. As infections spike across the island, they are limited to visiting their places of employment and dormitories due to fears of them spreading coronavirus. Despite the population's 82% double vaccination rate, Singapore's Ministry of Health recorded 2,236 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday, its highest number since the beginning of the pandemic, with 515 infections from migrant worker dormitories. Having tried to open up earlier this month after becoming one of the world's most vaccinated countries, Singapore has had to reimpose strict restrictions, even though severe illnesses and deaths. Just 85 fatalities in a population of 5.7 million remain relatively low. But with 30 of the deaths reported this month, authorities this week cut the limit on public gatherings from 5 people to 2, including for restaurant meals. Mr. Sarkar, who works at a factory near Changi Airport and stays in a dormitory at Jurong on the island's west, says the memory of his trip home last year is helping him through difficult times. He caught COVID-19 in April 2020, a few weeks after his return from Dhaka, during a period when tightly packed dormitories drove the island's infections in the early stages of the pandemic. With mild to moderate symptoms, Mr. Sarkar did not need to be hospitalized after an extended period of treatment and isolation. Having been in Singapore since 2008, the 32-year-old base salary of $1,030 per month, $1,046, but can make up to $1,700 with overtime. He said he was usually on shift from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. 6 days a week, but often chose to work Sundays to earn more. Mr. Sarker sends back the majority of his earnings to his wife, Trishna, who supports their 3-year-old daughter, Radri, in their home near Dhaka. Having received 2 doses of the Moderna vaccine, he said the restrictions on his movements sadden him and his colleagues in Singapore. For a long time, we cannot go out, just work and go back home. It's boring, he said. No health rationale for confinement. A pilot scheme beginning earlier this month, in which a small number of foreign workers are taken by bus on supervised outing, has been branded as policy inertia by a Singaporean human rights activist. Under the plan, About 80 workers in a group are given 4-hour trips to the Little India district on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. With 6 outings a week, it means almost 2,000 foreign nationals will be granted with some respite during the month-long trial. I've been fully vaccinated for more than 4 months, so it's very sad I can't go out. I miss it. Mr. Sarkar in his shared dorm room at Jurong Penru dormitory. Compared to 2019, we saw around a 30% increase in suicides amongst foreign workers in 2020, and it's a similar number in 2021. While in this year of the pandemic, they can work again, they can't go back home to see their loved ones. So we're seeing a lot of family issues with broken marriages and broken relationships. Mr. Chi added that some foreign workers had not returned to their countries for visits for more than 3 years, with their scheduled trips for 2020 and 2021 being canceled. The workers may go home only one every 2 years, so some haven't had a holiday since 2018, he said. That's why they just want to get out now in Singapore to meet old friends and have a cup of coffee and a meal together. The challenge is keeping workers healthy, strong, and in a state where they are not just surviving, but they can't feel like they're alive. If you know anyone who needs help, please look at these link lines on the side here of options that they can reach out to. Isolation perpetuates stress and helplessness. Clinical psychologist Annabelle Chow told the ABC foreign workers often had a smaller pool of resources and mental health support than Singapore's general population. Prolonged isolation in their dormitories and the limited avenues of social interaction might further perpetuate the stress and helplessness foreign workers experience, Dr. Annabella said. They've been compliant with the restrictions but aren't yet able to reclaim their freedoms as many others in their community have. As much as Singaporean grandmothers and aunties, migrant workers should be allowed to go out and shop and enjoy the same freedoms as everyone else, the state unfairly sees migrant workers as a threat. Most of Singapore's foreign workers come from India, Bangladesh, with smaller numbers from China, Myanmar, Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines. Suicides on rise among migrant workers. The physical and mental health of Singapore migrant workers was checked during a wellness day run by HealthServe last Saturday. Michael Chia, the executive director of HealthServe, a nonprofit group providing subsidies healthcare to migrant workers, said the workers felt a sense of hopelessness about the situation. Women's rights activist Christine Amour-Levar says Singapore's foreign workers deserve compassion and respect. Some long-term overseas nationals in Singapore have expressed alarm at the plight of the island's foreign workers, whose confinement seems set to continue for the unforeseeable future. Why, just why, British author and host Neil Humphreys wrote on Twitter. Manila-born Christine Amour-Levar, founder of nonprofit organization Woman on a Mission and Her Planet Earth, said a sense of isolation was causing depression and anxiety. I really hope we can work towards integrating them more into our society and show them the compassion, gratitude, and respect they so deserve, Ms. Amour-Levar, who has lived in Singapore for 15 years, said. As for Mr. Sarker, he said he remained grateful for the chance to earn a living in Singapore with a wage much higher than he could command in Dhaka, and he said he has no plans to return home. I want to stay longer in Singapore. I can't say yet for how many years, he said, but it's not easy, and I still miss my family in Bangladesh. The ABC has contacted Singapore's Ministry of Manpowerment for comment. Before you go, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share We appreciate you very much for doing so.